guys, so we got some water. It looks like they got half of the parking lot still open, so it's definitely limited parking, and the water definitely rose quite a bit. Looks like you can still get to the launch, and they got a little bit more ways to pull it up if they needed. But it looks like we got some high waters, guys. What's up, guys? Just checking out these waters after that sudden rainfall we had, kind of isolated rainfall. It made the water, Sac River, rise pretty good. So I'm just out here checking the water. Gonna show you guys what I'm using for striper here. They're gonna be coming up soon. Before I get into the video, there's a couple things I wanted to tell you guys. First off is the Berryessa decontamination. I'll show you a little video about that in a second. They are charging now. It's so ridiculous. It's gonna push people away, I know it. So I'll get into that. And also the striper derby on the Sac River Calusa boat launch is where it's gonna be. I'll talk a little bit about that. That's gonna be in April, mid-April. And also, guys, one thing about my boat, it's been making noise, and I kind of dove into it myself and saved myself a lot of money, so I'll tell you guys about that also here in this video. But right now I'm just on the Sac River, just bait fishing because the water is still pretty high. It actually rose pretty good, and it's pretty muddy. So just checking out the water here. I got my slider. I just made a homemade little slider here with 2 stops. I only like it to go about 10 to 8 inches or so to slide, and I like it to stop. And then about I don't know, 20 inch, around a 20 inch or so leader. And every time I throw it out the first time, I always use just a little bit of bait. I don't want to cover my whole hook, because if I get a bite, I kind of want to hook it and see what's biting out here, the very first bite. So that's how I roll right there with bait.
And summer gets closer. It means more time out on the water.
This is the best time to be here.
But as each boat leaves for the day, the first stop for a lot of them is at Markley Cove Resort to get their green seal.
Once you got your seal, it's like no inconvenience whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. I just don't know that that'll really solve it in the long run.
It's part of an effort to protect the lake from the spread of golden mussels, an invasive species that was recently found in the Delta. The green seal means the boat has either gone through a 30-day quarantine or has been decontaminated with hot water by Solano County Water Agency staff.
I think most guys are okay with it. They're not okay with spending the money.
Since November, the hot water decontamination has been free. But starting April 7th, the water agency says they'll start charging, with rates anywhere from $25 to $200.
That's going to be tough. It's going to keep a lot of people from coming here. Absolutely.
When they're going to start charging us to do it, I'll be a whole lot less likely to come back up here.
The minute you go to a different lake, you come back without the pass on, you got to get decontaminated again.
While the goal is to preserve the environment, many say it will just send boaters to other lakes.
I think the locals that come here will just come here. That's what I think. It's just too much trouble to bounce around.
I think it's going to hurt a lot of people economically. Any of the businesses, stores here, it's going to be a disaster, I think.
The only real problem is you just can't go anywhere else, but just deal with it. That's modern life.
Regardless of whether or not they'll choose to spend their time here, they're hoping this move will keep the lake clean.
I don't want to wreck this place. Pretty nice place.
At Lake Berryessa, Peyton Headley, KCRA 3 News.
Now I'm throwing on a big chunk here, and this is how I like to do it, kind of through the darker part of the skin. Wrap it real good. Go on the wrap, just like that. And then the slip here, with this slip, so when the fish bites it, you could feel it just a little bit more because the line just slips through here. So you could feel littler bites easier when you have a slip on like that. And then too guys, when you're casting it out like this, when it's high water, you don't want to cast it out very far. You can see the main channel here where it's really strong, and then I got an eddy current right in here. So I want to just hit it just to the edge of that main channel, and then it'll hit the eddy current and kind of come back around. But you don't need to throw it far at all. Especially if you're using live bait, you want to actually keep it real close to the bank because that's where the fish are coming up. Just like that. So the Striper Derby is right around the corner. It is in April the 12th. It's 2 days, the 12th and the 13th. The last day for registration is the 10th. So it's just a few days before the event starts. So make sure you get out there. You could register online. All right, so I just casted it in about 10 minutes ago. I got some nice bites, grabbed it and missed it. But it was biting again. Not sure if it's a catfish or a striper. Morning.
How you doing?
What's that?
How you doing?
Good. I think I've ran into you before.
Oh.
At Knight's Landing.
Yeah. Wow.
Down right, I recognize you.
Oh, down at Knight's Landing.
The
where?
pump right there, right after the bridge, you turn, and then there's that first pump. I was down in there, and you're like, hey, you're hella cool. You're like, just, I don't want you to drive down. You own this too?
Yeah. Isn't that crazy? And I don't fish or hunt.
Yeah, that's what you're telling me. You're like, man, I should striper fish.
And that's what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm just striper. Is this your private property?
It's same crap.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, I'm happy you don't have a car or.
Do people drive? I've seen people drive down in here.
Yeah, they drive through. They'll run over pipe in the summer.
Oh.
It's just a cocksucker. I'm Bill.
Yeah.
And you're
Isaac.
Isaac.
Yes.
God damn. Now, do you have a blue pickup then, or?
No, I got a
I've talked to, no kidding.
turquoise one.
Oh, okay. Well,
I do have a blue one. It's an off-road, and I don't drive it that much.
I don't talk to people. There's been 2 people I've talked to extensively, so you must have been one of them.
Yeah.
I just go down, hit, and get out. If they seem like they're not serial killers, I'll converse with them more.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people,
or they might see you and get spooked or something, huh?
Oh, yeah. Well, the guy that gets spooked here is the guy with the car. And there, I get it. You drive, it's paved.
How does he get down there with the fence?
Isn't there a drive around and go upside the levee?
No way.
They'll run over pipe.
Oh, wow.
Just, you know.
That seems pretty treacherous just to get, just to get over there.
In here in a beamer, a low slung beamer, and they climb the levee with it.
That's crazy.
And they're telling me, well, we didn't go there. I said, hey, you got mud on your tires.
Yeah, and you can see the tracks.
Yeah, how the fuck do you think I think you got here?
Yeah.
Well.
That's crazy.
And is now striper the only thing you can fish for?
Pretty much, yeah, right here. You can't fish, salmon's been out. Third year in a row. And
it's out again this season?
Yep. And now sturgeon is, you can't fish for them right here. You could fish for them.
On the other side of the drawbridge.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Out there, and it's just, it's California, and the boat launches. Well, at least Berryessa, they're charging for, it's called decontamination because of a stupid mussel.
Like they're doing in Tahoe.
Yeah, they've been doing it in Tahoe for a while now. And yeah, they're charging like up to $200 just to get your boat sprayed off with warm water, hot water. Boy. Yeah, it's crazy.
So
and it's like,
you're
hey.
a land fisher then.
Yeah, well, I have a boat. My boat's getting worked on. I'm working on it right now. So I'll show you guys real quick my boat motor and just the stuff that I've been doing. And what I've learned off of this, guys, is always, if you're buying a new boat, take a spark plug wrench and check the spark plugs. It's gonna tell you a lot about the motor. And if you have any kind of milky looking stuff on your spark plug, or like gummy jelly looking stuff, be cautious. Or if there's water in there, for sure there's something going on. Getting more bites here. And so just be really cautious on that, guys. Always, if you're putting $1,000 in a boat or a motor, just maybe even do a compression check. Now I've learned my lesson. I will definitely take a spark plug wrench and compression checker. Just real quick process, and it tells you a lot about the motor, about the health of the motor. So I'll show you guys a little video here real quick about my motor. All right, guys, so you know, you've probably been hearing my motor on my last videos. Had a piston slap. I thought it was a burnt motor, so I took it all apart. Thought my piston rings are inside of here. The pistons are in there. I thought the piston ring was cracked or damaged, so was told to just look for a new motor. It'd be cheaper route. So I decided to take it apart myself, and underneath here there was 2 gaskets. There's a plate, and then a cover plate, and then a bunch of bolts, and then a little block plate in there in between with 2 gaskets. One was for the water, and one is for the exhaust on this side, Mercury 125. And it looked like I had a leak through the gasket, leaking into cylinder 1 and cylinder 2. That's why I had water and piston slap in cylinder 1 and 2, because it was full of water, not combusting, probably not even firing. So I was running on maybe 2 or 3 cylinders. So good thing is I have full compression, 115 on all 4 cylinders evenly. So that's a really good thing for an older motor. So I got good compression, so this motor is good to go. Just changing the impeller, spark plugs, doing a whole annual service on it, changing all the gaskets. They're only like 20 bucks a piece, and saved myself a lot of money by just diving into this thing and learning a lot about it. And now this motor, it's gonna get tuned up once I'm all done, and it's gonna be running tops cherry, like almost like brand new. All right, so as I was taking those bolts out, guys, they've never been taken out before. As you can see, all these holes right here, that's where all the bolts were, and they were leaking water. So that's why the water was getting in the cylinder. And when I was trying to take some of these off, I snapped 4 bolts, guys. 4 bolts, and I was told if I can't get every single one of those bolts out, the motor's done. So I worked all day on, I had 4 broken bolts in here. I got them all out with heat, a lot of heat, just torching it red hot and then cranking on those bolts. I did have a little stub sticking out on most of those bolts, but on one of them, this guy right here, as you can see, I've done a lot of work on that broken bolt to get it out. I welded nuts to it and broke the nuts off because the bolt is steel, the block is aluminum, so it'll stick to the bolt and the nut that I weld on there, but not the block. Tried to twist that thing off a bunch of times, never worked. So finally I got a easy out. I drilled a hole, put a tap right in the center of the bolt, drilled a bigger hole, and then got the easy out in there, and almost all the way through I broke the easy out. And then I was trying to drill the easy out right here through drill a hole through the easy out. And guess what? I was almost all the way through that hardened steel with my drill bit, and then broke the drill bit inside of there. So I was running out of options. So I just got a punch. I punched it all the way through because there's enough space in there. I went ahead and punched it all the way through, and then got my drill bit, drilled it out to a little bit smaller size than the bolt here. And then I went and bought myself a $6 tap and thread right here and threaded that puppy, and now it's good to go. Just clean it up. It'll seal really nicely with the new gasket on there, and all the bolts are all good. All the threads and everything are all good to go. So I will be out on the water soon. All right, so lesson learned. Good thing I saved myself some money on that one, and I didn't just go buy a new motor. I took it to myself and took apart everything and learned. It's a good thing because I learned about my motor. It looks like there's a 20 amp fuse on there also I didn't know about. That's for the whole ignition, so if that 20 amp fuse went out, then I'd be dead on the water. Ooh, getting some more bites here. And just some little bites here, guys. I don't know if you can see them. Kind of some little taps. Some of the stuff, it could be debris too. That's why you don't want to be in the center right now, because there is going to be debris. underneath. Some surface stuff too right now, as you can see. I'll show you guys my drone, some drone footage here of the current conditions of the river. But back down in there, like far, you can see some logs. It's hard to see, they're actually like trees. So if you're out in the boat, just always be cautious in the early springtime. But to get on with the fishing report here, guys, the Sac River is still pretty high. They are catching them here and there, feather and sac. I heard they're catching them, just kind of hit and miss. Spring has started, but the run, they're still coming up in the system, guys. They're still gathering up in the Delta. I heard the Delta Sherman's okay, doing hit and miss there, but it's getting better. And really good spot I heard on the Delta is Antioch Bridge, around Antioch Bridge and near the San Joaquin side, just right there, just past Sherman. Pretty good area I've heard out there. Guys are catching them. Low light right now is going to be your best bet, and a scent, a lot of scent right now. It's going to be your best bet. I got my pole out right now, and I'm getting a couple little bites, just some anchovies, and I'm in like this little swirl of pool right here, just trying to find new water, because I'll be fishing on the bank here just for a little bit with you guys until my boat's done, and I'll be back out in the Delta and the Sac River, chasing these stripers down and trying to locate these stripers for you guys and letting you know when the heck they're going to be in fully in the system, so you can pretty much just go out and limit out almost anywhere you go. I'm probably just about 20 feet out or so after I kind of bring it back, but I just want to share real quick with you guys Fisherman's Prayer. I'm gonna read it to you guys real quick here while we're waiting for a bite here. Let's see. God grant that I may live to fish until my dying day, and when it comes to my last cast, I then most humble pray, when in the Lord's safe landing net I am peacefully asleep, that I will be judged good enough to keep. Cool little prayer, Fisherman's Prayer. I just read off the internet. Awesome thing to do when you're out in the wilderness or just out by the water, out anywhere in nature by yourself, is to talk to God and say some prayers, just what's on your mind, just kind of let it go, give it to God, and it will make you feel much better. Just depending on where you're at in your life, just pray about what can help you, and ask God for your forgiveness, for His forgiveness, and just to let Him into your life. And that's just what I've been doing, and it's helping me a lot. Just open up your heart to God. If you never have, it's a good time to do it when you're kind of alone and you're out in nature. Because you could feel the presence more, the Holy Spirit, in my opinion, more, because there's not distractions around and things like that. So yeah, just wanted to share that with you guys. God bless you guys, and let's get back to fishing. All right, see, there's little, at first I was getting some bites, but see, it's kind of consistent like that. That's probably just kind of debris stuff going in the water there, and every once in a while it'll go down a little more. But I am gonna check it here just to see what's on the line, see if there's a lot of debris in the water. All right, there's a lot of stuff on the water. Ooh, got a snag. See, that's why you check it. Dang.